Hey, adventurer. Welcome to the Curves Motorcycle Podcast for Women. I'm Bridget Hallam from Throw Your Leg Over, and I am very happy that you're here. My motorcycle journey started way back in 2012 when I met Alan Cox, my partner, and I rode pillion with Alan for quite a few years. And then I started riding solo. And oh boy, I have absolutely fallen in love with the freedom of riding and the adventure. It's really changed my life in a lot of ways, in so many ways. It's opened up opportunities for me to do things that I never imagined and things that I wouldn't be able to do any other way. With Alan, I've ridden over 200,000 kilometers. That's pillion and solo. We've ridden in 45 countries, including Australia and Europe and a few countries around Europe. I've met the most amazing people, the kindest people, the most inspiring people on all of those adventures. It's just brought a richness to my life that I love. It's opened up the world for me, really, literally and figuratively. And along the way, it's given me confidence, it's given me joy, and I tell you what, it's built some resilience in me too. There's no doubt that motorcycle adventures can be amazing and awesome and, the best thing ever. But it's not all like that. There are some really tough moments. There are moments when I have definitely felt a bit scared. Riding on snow and ice in Romania was probably one of the more interesting experiences I've had. Sitting on the back pillion, just trying to be really calm and balanced so that Alan could focus on getting us up and down that mountain safely, which he did. Thank you, Alan. Those moments, when you're riding and the rain is pouring down and it's cold and it's miserable, and you're thinking, why on earth did I think this was a good idea? I think we've all experienced that. It's not all the thrills and the fun and the freedom and excitement, although that is most of it. I've definitely felt moments where I didn't feel terribly brave or terribly ready, but I mustered up the courage to do it anyway. And sometimes it worked out really well and sometimes it didn't. And, sometimes my ego got a little bit of a dent. But sometimes it worked out really well and it was amazing. Over the years, I've had a lot of questions from women about riding, about adventuring, about packing and planning, all those things. And I know there's a lot of content out there about bikes and riding skills and all that sort of thing. But I just saw this opportunity to do something for women, because there's very little in the motorcycle industry that is just for us and our unique experience as riders. Things that are about mindset and confidence and practical tips as well, logistics and what to pack and what to leave at home, and some raw honesty about what it's really like to have adventures. I would have loved this podcast 10 years ago. It would have been awesome to have an ongoing conversation with women who ride and their experiences, and just to have that in my earbuds would have been fantastic. So that's why I'm doing it. So this podcast is for you. If you're a woman who loves to ride, whether you ride solo or pillion or both, like me, if you are curious about riding new roads, if you want to explore, even if you're brand new to riding or whether you're quite experienced, you are in the right place. And it's definitely not about anything extreme or being really tough. This is for you if you love to ride, if that puts a smile on your face, if that gets your blood pumping, if that is meaningful for you. I'm here for you. I love that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sharing some practical tips with you. The questions that I get asked a lot, the questions that women want to know, I'm going to share those with you. The tips and hacks that I've learned from all the years of riding and adventuring, of camping. I'm also going to be sharing some stories with you from my adventures in Australia and Europe and a few other countries. These are going to be raw, honest stories. I will tell it as it is and not pretend that it's easier than it actually is. And also just share how freaking amazing it can be. I'm also going to be inviting amazing women who are doing the most inspirational things on two wheels. Women from all around the world who are living life on their own terms, who are doing all the things motorbike wise that they love. So you're in the right place if you want to gain some knowledge, gain some confidence, to say yes to things that might seem a little bit too big, if you want to trust yourself more in planning adventures that you've been dreaming about, if you want to create your own version of what riding and adventures are, this is it. I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's dive into what's different for us as women compared to men. I know my experiences are quite different from Alan's, my partner, in a myriad of ways, really. And if we kick off with the most obvious, we're different physically. Women generally, of course, are not as tall as men, and that means that we have a shorter leg length, which means that finding a suitable bike can be a bit more challenging. Some bikes are really tall. Alan has the BMW 1200 GS. It is tall. I cannot get my feet on the ground. I can sort of get my toes on the ground, but that's about it for that. So so I have gone for a lower bike. I have Blaze, who is an F700 BMW GS, and I can put my feet on the ground quite comfortably. But it is a challenge, you know. Some bikes are just not an option when your leg length is shorter. Another physical difference is that we are generally not as strong as the blokes. And so that means that we have to put in a bit more effort when we're holding our bike when it's stationary. Some bikes might even be too heavy for us to be comfortable just with the sheer weight of them. Reverse parking can be a little bit more challenging. It's one of my things that I don't love to do, and I have to be really focused when I do it because of the weight of Blaze. And the other thing is, if we drop our bike, it is more of an effort to pick it up, and sometimes we might need some help to pick it up. Another thing that's really interesting about our physical difference is that women generally have a lower center of gravity. Hello, hips. Men's center of gravity is generally a bit higher. That can factor in to our riding technique on things like cornering or our position on our seat, our ergonomics. We're also a different shape. So finding gear that fits can be difficult sometimes. Back in the day, oh my gosh, I have lost count of how many men's riding pants I bought. Jackets are not so difficult, but pants, oh my lord. That has gotten way better, and shout out to the businesses out there who are really looking after us with great gear for women. We love you. Thank you. The second thing is that I think women are definitely more social. Men love a chat too, don't get me wrong, but women connect in a different way, in a deeper way. Like the conversations can go really deep really quickly with women. And I love that. I think women are really great at supporting each other, and that makes it really easy to ask for help when you're not sure of something. You can be almost guaranteed of encouragement and a safe space, not feeling like you're asking something stupid. Mentoring. Oh my God, I love women that are experienced and have a lot of knowledge, who are generous with inexperienced riders, who share their time and knowledge and energy with women who are learning. So I love that whole thing about women riders. Love it, love it. The third thing is that we are in a male dominated sport. No doubt about that. I think women make up about 15% of riders, generally speaking. So we do have to deal with some assumptions that some men make about us and our riding ability, our leadership skills, even some of our mechanical skills. I've found some men to be great, just really accepting and encouraging and treating me as an equal, very respectful, and I love that so much. But there is still a bit of a hangover from the old days where we are not taken as seriously. So it will be a great day when that fades out. I find that men have usually come to motorbikes through a different avenue. Quite a lot of men have grown up with bikes when they're younger. Maybe they've been on farms or rural properties, they've had ag bikes. I know that's Alan's story. He was zipping around on ag bikes when he was a kid. They would have learned mechanical skills from their father. So it's quite a natural progression into bikes as adults. Women, on the other hand, don't often have that. Very lucky if they do. But for us, more often than not, we've come to motorbikes later in life, maybe through our partner or friends. For me, I discovered a love of motorcycles through Alan when we started dating back in 2012. On our second date, we went on a motorbike ride. I asked him to take me on a ride, so he took me on a quick ride and I fell in love with it straight away. And it's taken a few years to build up my skills. Now I'm riding solo as well. I'm still, at the moment, I would say, inexperienced, but loving it so much. For all our differences between women and men, we definitely share a love of riding and that feeling of freedom. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I love riding. I love seeing women ride. I always get a bit of a smile when I see a woman on her motorcycle going for a ride. I love that so much. And I love that we have the freedom to do it our way. Like, we don't have to do it like the guys do it. We can define for ourselves how we want to ride and what adventures and adventuring means for us. And this makes me happy. I'd love to know what you think the differences are for women and men. Feel free to send me a message on the socials, via our webpage, throwyourlegover.com.au, or send me an email, curves@throwyourlegover.com.au. I'd love to know. And if you want more episodes like this, tap the subscribe button so you know when new episodes drop, and you'll be helping other women find this podcast. That'd be great. And I will see you in the next episode.